I'm Jennifer Johnson, and I raise sheep for their wool. Welcome to the Whispering Pines Farm YouTube channel. On this channel, you're going to find videos all about what it's like to live on a farm where we raise sheep for their wool. I don't have an enormous flock. I've only got about 70 sheep in total, rams and ewes. We do breed, but we're raising our sheep for wool. So this is not a market production type farm. And our sheep retire here. We don't send sheep to market. They're a lot more like pets. I mean, I know each one of their names, and you know, it's a little bit more of an intimate situation here that we have on the farm. This video is one of a series of videos about lambing in 2024. So I'm doing a daily video, and if you go to the playlist, you're gonna see videos that have live births in them. I've also got videos that talk about what we do during lambing season, so some of the activities that are unique to this time of year, and also just updates on all the lambs and major cuteness. The video I'm about to show you is a little bit on the rough side, a little raw. It's about what to do and what not to do when you have a lamb that's in distress. So I don't normally share this kind of footage, but I thought it would be interesting for you to see how we handled a lamb that was in trouble. Thanks again for stopping by to watch this video. I really appreciate your support, and I hope that you can come back soon. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. I looked in the phone when I woke up, and there was a lamb already down on the ground. So heading out. It's nice out. I think it's Hermione, but I'm not sure. No, it's not Hermione. So first I gotta move everybody out of the way. During an active lambing, I'll move all of the unbred ewes over to the east wing, lock them in there, just for the duration of the lambing so they don't get underfoot. My sheep are really familiar with my shepherd's crook. This one I actually broke finally. I've had it for years, but it still is effective because it makes a rattling noise that they don't like. Oh, it's Carrie. So the mother is Carrie. She's had lamb. Well, she's had one lamb before, little Janet, a couple years ago. So now I'm moving all the bred ewes out of the west side of the barn where they are staying. And that way we can just work with Carrie and her lambs in the open space before we move her into her lambing jug. I'm using black and white for when the images become a little graphic, so don't worry, it's not your device that's doing that. Just tie the baby sealer. They're not yours. Go away. While I'm monitoring the newborns, Rich is over getting the jug opened up, ready so that we can move Carrie in there. I think this is the point where I start to realize that something's not right, but I had to go out and get a bale of straw. We don't put straw down until the lamb is born, and then we bed out the lambing jug. And that's because if there's straw in there, without a lamb or without a mother in there, the other sheep are going to probably injure themselves trying to get at it because they think it's food. I'm watching this now, wishing we'd intervened sooner, but she still wasn't really acting like there was a problem. She was acting more like she was the second lamb, and her face was cleaned off, so it wasn't like there was anything that we needed to clean off. So it's clear that this was the second lamb, and it's possible we weren't there when she came out, as you know. And she had some sort of distress, so it was really obvious at this point now because she should have been up and moving a little bit more than she is right now. So now I'm just trying to coax her into her lambing jug. Here I'm just trying to unplug the udder so that it's easier for the little ones to get their colostrum. That's not gonna work. I'm making here. She's got floors. Holy cow. What's the way so sleepy? That's a snot sucker. Oh, I got colostrum in my eye now. Exactly. That's what she's still going. That pawing is what they do when the lamb isn't moving, just to get her stimulated. So it's just an instinct. Rich had gone to get the tube feeding supplies because it was obvious that the distressed lamb was not going to be able to suckle, so we needed to get some colostrum in her to help with her body temperature and just to get some nutrition in her. Come on, Carrie. Come on, girl. Good. Gotta feel the knife. Those udders were packed. That one is a little bit. Okay. Doesn't that feel good? Four ounces. This is running a tube into a lamb so you can tube feed her, and I'm not new to this technique, but it was unusual here because normally the whole tube goes into the lamb, and I was only able to get half of it in. So I was a little anxious that maybe I was in the lungs, but it turns out she was just so small that it didn't extend the full distance. When you hear the lamb crying, vocalizing, that's another indicator that you're not in the lungs. Because if you were in the lungs, they wouldn't be able to make any noise.
I think I might be in there. What do you think?
I don't know. Okay. Maybe some light to me.
Well, I'm stopping there.
I also hated this tube. It was too big and too flexible, so I needed a smaller, finer one, and we changed it after this. You want to give them a percentage of their body weight. And she weighed 41 ounces, which is not a lot. And I think this first feeding we ended up giving her too much, and then she regurgitated it here. Not sucker. quiet up here. That's good. This is the method that is very commonly used with lambs to get fluid out of the lungs, and there's farms where they really swing them. I just don't have the fortitude to do it that aggressively. Oh, I could see her breathing. I think she was just really congested. Got a lot of goop in there. Don't lick this. Rich went up into the house to go through some of our literature to see if there's anything else that we can do. So this one came out first. This one was second. You can just tell. Come on, little one. I'm starting to get anxious that maybe she's going to start neglecting the distressed lamb, because that is the tendency. They will focus on the one that seems to be thriving. So I was putting the thriving ewe over by the stressed one to try and get Mom to pay attention to her. And Carrie did. She was with her the whole time, stuck by that little distressed lamb, so I was really proud of her. I'm just trying to stimulate her, get her up and moving a little bit.
She doesn't need all of this.
What is it?
It said starter stuff. It said vitamin E and A, D. Start slowly. She sucking on it?
Yeah. She's still congested in there. Can I have the snot sucker again, or do you? I still have it. Never mind, sorry.
It's about 4 cc's.
I'm down to 15, 14.
All right, stop.
Just like you can hear the gurgling. Can we swing her around a little more?
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like anything's coming out when you do that. Just don't squeeze the stomach.
You can hear her labored breathing. When her sister comes closer to the camera, you can hear what a newborn lamb's breathing should sound like.
Come on, little one. Oh, she does not want to be shown how to do it.
Here's a sign of how focused I was on getting this lamb back up, was that I hadn't even checked the other one to see if it was a female or a male. But they're both little ewes. We put in the heat lamp because we didn't want her to get hypothermia, which is where her body loses heat faster than she can produce it, which is a common cause of decline in newborn lambs. There you go. Oh, you got it. Oop, get back on there.
Well,
I was really hoping that she would get up on her own and go towards the warmth, but she
her under the
didn't,
lamp.
so we had to pick her up and put her over there.
it's low. Well, we're gonna have to get the vet out. We're just gonna have to give her an antibiotic or something. Nothing else we can do.
Okay. Okay. Here we're putting iodine on the umbilical cord of the thriving lamb, which normally we do a lot earlier than this, but we were distracted. And we waited to do it on the distressed lamb. We just didn't want to stress her out with it because, as you can hear, it's uncomfortable for him. So we just decided to wait on the other one.
We will be right with you.
So when you need the vet after hours, what you do is you call the answering service, and then the answering service calls the vet, and then the vet calls you, and then you tell the vet you want him to come out. So this is very normal. It's kind of frustrating because we're so stressed out, but this is perfectly normal. This is the way it works. It could be anywhere from an hour to 2 hours before the vet's actually there on an emergency call for us.
Good morning, Answering Service Veterinary Associates. Thank you for holding. How can I help you?
Yes, we need a vet call, please.
Certainly. And what's your phone number?
716
716. And what's the name of the farm?
Whispering Pines Farm.
And your name, please?
Jennifer Johnson.
Johnsson?
Yeah.
And what problem are you having?
We have a newborn lamb, and she's having problems breathing.
I'll get this page out right away. So thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me just wait for the vet to come. After I called the vet, I stayed in the house to do a couple things, feed the cats and whatnot. And when I came back in the barn, Rich had been working with her, getting her to stand and stuff. So she was actually looking like she'd made a little bit of progress before the vet even got here. She's peeing. She's peeing.
Just stand up. That's the only thing she could breathe better if she's standing up.
All right, so I'm back from the barn. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. So we were out there for about 4 hours working with that lamb. The vet did come out. He got here at around 9 o'clock and examined the lamb. We explained everything that, we'd given her colostrum, and at that point she was under the heat lamp. We were feeling her temperature by putting our finger in her mouth, and it was warm-ish. It was a little bit cold, but it was warming up because of the heat lamp. And what else? That's pretty much it. So he examined her, and he said her heart was beating fine, and he could hear a little bit of raspiness in her right lung, but he said that's normal for a newborn lamb. So that was reassuring. By the time the vet got there, Rich had been doing stuff where he was like making her stand up and stimulating her and making the mother aware that she was still alive so that the mother would continue to tend to her, which Carrie was doing great. So Carrie's a good mom. So she was up a little bit. She was doing a little bit better by the time the vet got there, but it was still important the vet see her, because what he said was, you know, the fact that she's aspirated either fluids or maybe some of the milk from when I tube fed her, that fluid, you know, eventually her body's going to absorb it, but that it could, the bacteria in the fluids could cause an infection. So he dosed her with two things. One thing was a stimulant for her respiratory system to help her breathe better. And then the other thing he did was he gave an antibiotic. So he dosed her once while he was here, and then we have one to dose her with in 48 hours. So that's good. It looks, he said he thought that she was going to be okay. It was really scary. So I have a fiber festival to go to today because I'm going to be picking up wool from one of the farms that has our sheep, and many times I'll get the wool back so I can either put it in the comb top or process it myself. So that's what's going on today.